How did you know Trisha? How did you get set up with her?
So I actually barely worked with Trisha. I wrote in a Facebook group, mom Facebook chat, where should my husband and I go on our 10-year anniversary? We always book our own trips. We are just wanting to try something new, so I was seeing, where should we go? And Jill reached out to me and said, hey, I'm a travel agent, I can help you out. So I was like a little hesitant because I've never used one before, but I was like, okay, I'll see what she has to offer. So, we went back and forth looking at places and ended up finding this beautiful place. Beautiful. It was a little bit more than we wanted to spend, but for that place, we were like, okay, we'll do it. So booked the trip. We had the option of either paying in full and getting a free Vegas trip or making payments. So we kind of debated and we decided if we want to go to Vegas, we'll figure it out ourselves later. Like, let's do payments. We don't want to put it on the credit card. We want to be able to, have it paid in cash when we go, debt free. So been making payments every single month, first one in May, June, July, August. I went to go make the payment in September, and when I clicked to pay the invoice, it said the invoice was unavailable. So I wrote Jill and I said, and this was Thursday, I wrote Jill and I said, hey, I can't pay the invoice. How can I go about getting that paid? And she was like, well, I was actually going to call you about that today. And my heart sank, obviously, instantly. It's not good. So she called and she told me, well, actually, most likely your trip wasn't booked. She's been doing this to a lot of people. It's coming out, so when I got off the phone with her, I called the resort. Sure enough, nothing in our name. Not that we ever received a confirmation email with confirmation number or anything like that. So, I guess that would have been a red flag. But, never going with a travel agent, I didn't know what is right and what is wrong, I didn't know what the red flags would be. And so then called the airline, and sure enough, nothing. And so I debated, I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do now? So basically we just kind of, for a couple days, sat there like, what to do? And on Saturday, it was my husband's birthday party. And we're telling this story, and one of my friends was like, I just saw something on Facebook about that. And it popped up to me that okay, this really is a problem. So found it on Facebook, and I only made one comment. One guy said he would start an investigation with the police if nobody else had. So I wrote back and I said, hey, if you do this, let me know. That was my only thing on Facebook I did. So then yesterday comes and I am trying to figure this out. I talked to the deputy who's taking care of this, sent her all the information I could. I called the attorney, and he was supposed to be getting back to me. And I get an email about 8 o'clock last night, confirmation email for the hotel. But all it says is the hotel name, check-in time, check-out time, the room we're supposed to be getting, and a confirmation number. That was it. So I was like, that's really iffy. It's really blank, nothing to it. So I called the hotel again and I said, are you sure you have nothing in our name? Nope. No, nothing. So then right after that, she sends me another email saying, we have your confirmation for your flight, but I need your names and birth dates to update your confirmation. And that stuck out to me because I've booked plenty of flights. I know that when you book a flight, you need that right up front. So obviously the flight hadn't been booked, although I'd already called and figured that out. So I had wanted to talk to her, so I was like, hey, I'll get you that information, just give me a call. Trying to get her on the phone. She'd already ignored my calls over the weekend. So she said, okay, what's your number? Gave her my number. And then instantly she writes back, she's like, due to your involvement on Facebook and believing all the lies, I am canceling your reservations. You will not have a trip anymore. And I kind of went back and forth with her, probably shouldn't have, but I said, cancel it. Like, it was never there. I've called, I've done my homework. I figured out that we don't have a trip. So she did another, she said, yeah, it's legit, basically. And I was just like, I'm not gonna go back and forth anymore. So I said, if you have anything else to say, just talk to my lawyer. And that was that. And that is the only conversation I've ever had with her.
Last night?
Yeah.
So she just said she canceled something that didn't exist?
Yeah. Yeah. And she said she was canceling the flight, but yet she was getting our information to do the flight. So that didn't add up either.
What did you put down? How much money?
The whole trip was $3,400.
You were on payment.
And we were doing payment, so we had already paid $2,400. So some of it was on credit, some of it was on debit. So the credit cards have given us our money back.
Already?
Yeah, actually one of them, our Bank of America, it was refunded before I even knew about this. Like a week before I knew about any of this. And I thought that was pretty odd. But then my other credit card, I put it on, refunded. But my debit is not refunding all the money.
How much is that?
$1,000.
And you asked her to refund it?
She said she was going to send a refund in that email, and I said, great, send me a check. And then that's when I said, and you can talk to my lawyer.
Do you think you'll see any money from her?
No. Everybody else that I've talked to at this point never saw the money. So I assume that's going to be us as well.
Why is this like something you want to talk about and get out there?
I feel pretty victimized, and I'm one of those people, I don't like confrontation, I kind of stay clear of that, and I was gonna just kind of eat it, call the banks, hope for the best, and that was gonna be it. But then when I saw it was affecting so many people, I knew we had to do something. We can't keep letting this happen. She can't keep getting away with it.
You were so excited. I mean, what did this trip mean to you?
It meant a lot to us. It was our 10-year anniversary trip, and we were really looking forward to it. Time away from the kids, time to the sun. My husband has seasonal depression, and with the summer we've had, it's not like it ever really went away. And all he talked about every single day after work was, I just can't wait to get on our trip. And now there's no trip.
Are you guys going to try to go or no? Because you've already spent so much.
Yeah, we've debated, but all the prices have increased. The room we really wanted isn't available anymore, and just a standard room is already $1,000 more just for the room alone. And that's not including the flight and everything. So at this point, we can't do it. Thanks.
It's really disappointing.
Yeah, it is.
And where were you going again?
Cabo.
Had you ever been?
Yes. So we originally were asking where should we go, wanted to try somewhere new, and we ended up in Cabo because the place was just too spectacular to, turn down. So.
10-year anniversary and you were so excited. So that's a huge, huge bummer. I'm so sorry. What do you think she's doing with your money? I mean, what do you think this is?
I think she just spends it on whatever she wants to spend it on. I don't think she has it saved up. I don't think she has anything to show for it. I think she just spent it and then got in too deep and doesn't quite know what to do now. Although she doesn't really show remorse, so, maybe she just doesn't even care that she did this to all these innocent people.
But your money never went to any suppliers and never went anywhere.
Nope. And I talked to the overhead company, IntelliTravel, and they said unless the email came from the hotel, the airlines, or the supplier, it wouldn't be a legit confirmation. And that should have been my red flag, but I didn't know because I'd never used a travel agency.
Did you trust her?
I trusted Jill. And, Jill has no part in it. I understand that. She doesn't work for her anymore now that she knows. But I trusted Jill. Not that I knew Jill, but she is a really trustworthy person. So I trusted her in her knowing Trisha. And really, I didn't realize I was working with Trisha as much as I was.
Right.